All right, I'm going to be dropping out of college, and I'm going to explain why. I hate videos that clickbait and don't get to the point, so I figured I'd just jump right into it. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mason. I've been making content for like the past 5 years, and all 5 of those years I've known it's like, this is my passion. This is awesome. Like, I started making videos when I was 15, right? I'm 20 years old now. And when I was 15 and I had my first video blow up on TikTok, that was probably the most insane dopamine rush I've ever gotten in my life, because I've always watched YouTubers since I was young. I was never allowed to have social media whenever I was a kid, but as soon as I did, I started watching guys like Rice Gum, dude, I was watching the FaZe House, whatever it was. I was watching all these creators, and I saw that like somehow all of these people were just having fun with their friends and making income from it. I was like, that has to be the coolest job in the world. Like, I thought it was so cool. And so that's what kind of inspired me to start making content whenever I was young. And like I said, once I got that dopamine rush, I knew, I was like, man, this is awesome. I want to keep trying at this. So I did. I kept making videos. I've made videos in college. I made videos my senior year of high school. I've gone from rating people's dogs. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, that's kind of an interesting one. But like, I rated people's dogs. I pretty much just did anything that I thought would get views, because in my head, that's kind of the way that I perceive social media. It's just like, whatever you got to do to get the numbers up, do it, right? So what I realized down the line is that didn't really create a common audience, right? Like, it didn't create an audience that knew who I was. It created an audience that like knew what my content was. So I love making skits and I love making like entertaining videos, but that's kind of like the point of this YouTube idea, is more so to shift and kind of try and get to know you guys better, but also just change how I'm doing things. So back to the gap semester, right? Or dropping out. For now, it's a gap semester. I plan on dropping out, and here's why. I have sat in my college classes for months and just felt so empty. I felt so useless, because it's like every time I sit in there, I felt like I should be somewhere else. And this isn't some like, I have a higher calling BS. Like, genuinely, I don't feel like I was learning at all. And that's the point, So I was frustrated. I was frustrated for months because I felt like I was just sitting in classes, kind of going through the motions in that regard, but college itself was awesome. So I was never really I was never too frustrated at my situation, because I loved the people I was around. I loved the experiences that I was gaining. So it was very hard to be like, not content. So it kind of sparked me to make the decision to be like, okay, this is over. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep going to classes. I can't keep doing this. I went on a mission trip. It was March. Yeah, it was March of 2024. And while I was on this mission trip, I had this really big, this big decision on my heart, whether I wanted to leave school or not. Because pretty much it's like, I don't want to say it's disappointing my parents, because I don't think my parents are disappointed. I think that they've been really supportive so far with what I'm doing, but it's like, it's definitely going off the path that was set for me, especially after I've been in college for 2 years. So it's like, I really wanted to make damn sure that I was confident in like choosing to leave school before I did it. So while I was on this mission trip, it was in Jamaica, it was in Montego Bay, I was just praying a lot. I was like, God, like, please just like, show me a sign. Like, please just like, allow me to have the wisdom, allow me to have allow me to have the clarity to see if I'm making the right decision, right? And so I went all throughout that trip, had a great time. I was there with my small group. It was a blessing. I loved it. But I'll never forget the one thing that stuck out to me. And gosh, I wish I could remember the name of the place. I'll look back in my journal after this video and I'll tell you guys what the place was called. Basically, there was this place. Bro, of course my camera just decides to like randomly stop recording right as I'm about to get to the like important part. But basically, I remember the place. It's called West Haven. And so West Haven is basically, like I said, it's this place where all of these kids who are special needs have been abandoned. And this is the place where basically like they have at least somebody to take care of them, right? And oh my, like it's the most overwhelming thing at first, because all these kids are like they're so needing of love, right? Like all of them just are so like touch deprived. Like, you know, as soon as they see you, like all they want to do is like hold your hand. Like it's the cutest thing, but it's just sad, because you know, like it's a lack thereof that's causing them to, you know, be so excited to see you. Like, you know, as we were leaving, like some of the kids were like crying and like, you know, still holding on to us. And it was just like, damn, you know, like it was heavy, right? And so I remember like, you know, just being really overwhelmed by this, like, you know, trying my best to like, you know, not like tear up in front of these kids, you know, but like there was just a lot going on. Like I remember I was playing with this one girl, like I was pushing her on the swing, and then all of a sudden she just got like super angry and like started hitting me. And like at this point I'm just giving you guys details, I guess, to how I recount it. But what I remember most is there was this kid who had cerebral palsy, and I was feeding him like with a fork, and he was just looking at me like his diaper like hadn't been changed. Like it was just this really like sad scenario. And I was feeding him, and he was so happy that I was there, but it's just like I couldn't stop thinking like, damn, like these kids, regardless of what kind of like aspirations that they have, regardless of like what they want to do, they have absolutely zero control, absolutely like no possibility of making it happen just because of the way that they were born. And that made me so sad, because that is something that like having a purpose of some sort, regardless of what it has always been so fulfilling to me. Like I've always found that to be something like that gets me excited to wake up in the morning, right? So just seeing these kids that were like so incapable of doing that, and that's not by no means am I like trying to like, you know, like shit on them for lack of better words, but like, dude, it made me so sad. It's like these kids don't like, they don't have a shot. Like nobody, I'm at a loss for words. They don't have a chance to try and do the things that they want to do. Like there was this one girl, her name was Rihanna, and she loved to sing. Rihanna could never carry out a dream of singing unless she had serious help from like people around her, and there's just not that around. So anyway, moral of the story, being there made me realize like, damn, like I have this dream that I want to fulfill, and I'm completely capable of doing it. And that is such a blessing that like I'm not treating seriously enough. Like it's not, and all of us do. Anybody, whoever it is that's behind the screen, you have a blessing, most likely. You know, if Rihanna or somebody else, like if somebody is watching this with like a mental disease or a mental illness or something that, you know, what's the word? Like something that doesn't allow you to have a fair chance, I'm so sorry, right? But the majority of people behind this screen probably have a shot at doing whatever it is that they feel so damn passionate about when you wake up in the morning. And you're probably not doing it either. And that's why I wanted to make a change. That's why. I talked to my pastor after. I was like, dude, like I'm really thinking about taking this gap semester, like just because I want to focus on stuff that I'm passionate about. And he was like, do it. And that was kind of what decided it for me. I was like, man, like I would hate to be the person that says they want to do things and just claims, you know, they're all about it. I'm trying every day, and then I'm just not. So here I am trying to stand on business with this gap semester, right? I'm trying, you know, I'm giving it a shot. I don't want to go back to school. I've never felt like I was learning anything that was seriously productive while I was at college to the dream that I want to have. The dream that I have is I want to entertain people, and I want to inspire people on social media and create a living off of it. And already I've accomplished that to a certain extent, but I'm just not done yet. I've already created a sustainable living for myself. Like I pay all my bills. I sound like I'm flexing now. That's not my goal, but I'm saying like I've shown progress. I've proven to myself that at least that much is possible. So if I can be the person that inspires somebody else that's behind this screen to be like, you know what? I want to give blank a try. You know what? There are people out there who don't have a shot at doing the things that they want to do, and I do. Maybe I should take advantage of that. If I can be the person that inspires somebody to do that, that's what I want. That's what I want. And I want to make you laugh along the way, if possible, right? Like, you know, hopefully you didn't laugh at that. Now it feels awkward because forget that. I dropped out because I have something that makes me feel so passionate to wake up in the morning and just try at that I feel like it'd be stupid of me to not give that a try. And so those of you who are out there who have been watching my stuff for a minute, who have been like really like had my back and really watched my stuff, liked all of it, commented, I've probably interacted with your comments in the past. Those of you who have been here, I'm extremely appreciative for you, and I hope that it only goes up from here. I think this is my second YouTube video ever. Let's go.